Tots Kalawit. We have another Tatwatet Ki Kalawitpa. This one is titled Porcupine and Buffalo. Porcupine got it into his mind that he wanted to bring bison from the plains. So he found the trail and he followed it. He knew he was on the right track when he came across a large pile of buffalo chips. Mawama kiwas tsain. And the poop replied, "Oh, just some time ago, about a year ago." So Satsus continued on. And again, Porcupine knows he's on the right track. He comes across another dung and asks it the same question. And the poop replies, "Oh, about 3 months." So Satsus continues on. And when he reaches another poop, he asks it, "Mawama waki at?" And this poop was steaming and replies, "This morning." So Porcupine knew he was close, and he's seen a river, and across that little river was all the buffalo. In his excitement, he calls over to them, "Hey, are you going to cross?" He tells them that he wishes he could cross, but he is afraid of drowning, and it would be nice if he could ride across on one of their backs. So one is kind enough to cross over towards him. The buffalo offers that the porcupine ride on his back. "Ta," he tells them, "I might slip off." So the buffalo says, "Well, why don't you ride on my head and hold on to my ears?" "Ta," the porcupine says, "you might shake your head and I will fall off." "Well, I guess you could climb inside me." "Ah," says Porcupine. And so Satsus climbs inside the belly of the buffalo. The buffalo makes it across the river back to the herd, and that is when the porcupine found its sharpest quill and stabbed the heart of the bison. The bison ran and scattered about until it fell dead. Satsus was all excited and wanted to start cutting up the meat, but did not possess any knives. So Porcupine sings the song, "Oh, I wish someone will come to cut it up, to butcher, to butcher. I wish someone will come." And you got to be careful what you wish for, because guess who shows up? You guessed it, Coyote. But Coyote could not quite make out what Satsus was singing. All he could hear was a low hum. As Satsus sang his song, he was looking for some type of flint or sharp stone to cut the bison with. When Coyote walks up, "What are you saying? What is that song you're singing?" Nothing," Satsus replies. "Oh, come on, Satsus. I know you were saying something. What'd you say? What'd you say?" Finally, Satsus caves. "Oh, I got a bison, but I don't have nothing to cut it up with. You should help me." Itzias sees the bison laying there, and his eyes got huge. He immediately wants to make a bet. "You sure I'll cut it up for you, Satsus. But then it's going to be mine." No, that's not what I meant," Porcupine replies. But Coyote wouldn't hear it. "I bet you if you could run and jump up on the bison's back, then you can have it." So Coyote runs, takes a leap, and easily lands on top of the bison's back. Meanwhile, poor little Satsus runs as fast as possible and only bonks into the side of the bison. "Sheesh, okay, let's try something else. I'll give you another shot," Coyote says. So Coyote says, "How about we have a pissing contest? If you can pee over the buffalo to the other side, it's yours." So Coyote stands there and sure enough shoots his pee all the way over the bison onto the field on the other side. But poor old Porcupine tries to pee standing up as hard as he could, and it just barely trickled over right almost on top of the buffalo. Hey, Coyote says, "You're gonna spoil the meat." He says, "Looks like it's mine," and starts digging in, cutting up the bison right in front of poor Satsus. "Can I at least get a bite?" Porcupine begs. "Just a little piece, Coyote." "Watu," Coyote replies. And Coyote gets his fill until he realizes it's going to take a lot more than just him to get this buffalo all cut up and packed away. Hey, Sutsas, watch my meat. I'm gonna run and go get my wife, Mouse, and my child. I'll be right back, but don't touch it. So Coyote leaves to get his family. And Sutsas starts thinking, what can I do? Sure enough, Sutsas looks up and sees eagles flying high in the sky. He calls out to them, "Can you help me? Please have pity on me. Coyote is stealing my food." The eagles agree. They swoop down and they take the meat away. And they explain to Porcupine that there's a big tree with an opening high up in it, and that is where they will set the meat for him. Soon Coyote returns with his wife and realizes there's nothing left of the bison. It is all gone. There was no meat. It was right here. And then he heard laughing. Coyote looks up and sees eagles sitting there, and Porcupine too. And now Coyote sits at the bottom of the tree begging for meat. Please, just drop a little bit down for my family. But Porcupine wouldn't agree. He knew Coyote. So he told them, why don't you and Mouse and Sitsuki put your heads together at the bottom of the tree? I'll slide some meat down to you. So they all did as Porcupine said. And Porcupine drops the head of the buffalo down on top of them, killing them all. And that is how Porcupine got even with Coyote for stealing all of his meat. I want to know if you have heard that story before, if you've heard it differently, or if you have another version that you would like to share. Katsi out, y'all.